all the mosques in Srebrenica, in this town, were all completely destroyed. So this one you see here is actually new. Every single mosque was systematically destroyed.
Why would they destroy a mosque in war? Like, what does that have to?
If you destroy a mosque, you destroy the people's home, the cultural home, their hearts, and so you make them flee. You know, you imagine if you destroy everything that you loved, your religion, your deen.
You have no reason to stay.
You have no reason to stay. And there was actually stories in the war itself. So this place was under UN safe zone, a protection zone, and actually the Muslims were flooding the mosque during this time. And of course, when the Serb forces entered the city, they rounded up the men and they rounded up the women. The women were actually brought to rape camps, many of them being abused so much in a way that they couldn't even, you know, stand being alive, and they actually wanted to be killed. Some actually committed suicide, some jumped off and killed themselves. And the men, of course, were rounded up and they were brought in the fields, in the mountain passes of Srebrenica. They were lined up 24/7. They had to have shifts to kill these people. That's because they were getting so tired of beating them and torturing them and shooting them. These animals, sick animals. What else is there to say? And they fought over nothing. Today, the city is completely a ghost town.
They didn't even take the territory that they fought over. There's no one here.
Yeah.
There's a dog, that's it. The only thing I see, there hasn't been one car, one person, but you see a dog licking his butt.
These are all 8,000, actually 6,000 just buried here from a single day. In fact, maybe a few days. All of these graveyards, all of these gravestones you see around me, and they're still finding people after 30 years.
Some of these are new. You can see they've just been dug up.
Exactly, yeah. So not too far from here, I was actually burying. Last month, I was burying and I was shoveling and I was burying the ruins and the remnants of some of the skulls.
Wait, I can ask you, why is this grave is different than the rest?
Yeah, so this is actually, we all think that only Muslims were killed during the Bosnian War. This was a Christian, the first and the only Christian victim of the Srebrenica genocide, and he was staying here. And the fact that he stayed with the Muslims was the reason why they killed him.
So you guess his grave is different than the rest?
A special grave. Everything else is obviously Islamic oriented. Here you have a cross. Very unique graveyard, and as people of the modern century, we're very lucky to be able to witness and see this grave.
I think the obvious major takeaway from this trip and learning the story